Alright, so for the second video, let's talk about why you want to go and pull Pickles or why you don't want to go and pull Pickles. So for Pickles, pretty much what he is built around is this ult over here. Whenever you ult, you deal 500% mental to a single target and then you get damage dealt plus 30% for all allies for 2 rounds. And if you are in this specific status, which he gets very easily, then you'll be able to extend this duration by 1 round. So all of his other skills here pretty much just do more damage as long as you are in this status. So let's just skip to the status for now. Insight 1. When no action is taken this round, you give the caster 1 stack of Clarified Topic, and every time Clarified Topic is triggered, you get Moxie plus 1. So basically, this guy functions a bit like Regulus, where you want to chill out for 1 turn, and then the next turn you get a bonus, and this is the bonus, you get a buff, and every time you use this buff, you get Moxie plus 1. At I3, you start with 2 stacks of Clarified Topic immediately, and that is a very, very good boost to Pickles. The reason why is because you'll be able to get 4 Moxie off the top, and if you use 1 more move after that, you just get ultimate on turn 2. A lot of characters cannot get ultimate on turn 2, but Pickles can with this I3. Clarified Topic, right? All you need to do is just use any move. If you use any of his moves, you pretty much get like, what, 50% more mental, you can get the 25% penetration rate, and then boom, boom, you have 4 Moxie. Use 1, get 1 Moxie, and then this gets consumed, so you get 1 more Moxie. And then use this, get 1 Moxie, and then use this, get 1 Moxie. Of course, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get 3 moves to be Pickles moves, so it is not likely that you will be getting your ult on turn 2 anyway. You'll probably be like turn 3 or something, but this greatly accelerates your Moxie gain and lets you get to this ult as fast as turn 3, which is already pretty damn good. And then because of your passive here, when no action is taken this round, you pretty much can just chill out with Pickles, and then you use your Clarified Topic in order to get even more Moxie to help charge up your ult in the downtime. So because of this mechanic here where he can chill out and he still gains Moxie next turn, he pretty much pairs with any other character that wants more actions. And that can be literally any character. Any character that wants to use their ults or just generate more Moxie for themselves can use Pickles, which is why he's such a versatile DPS. If I just filter this by like maybe a DPS or something. Okay, maybe not burst damage though. But yeah, pretty much any DPS, if you were to look at them. Pretty much like Knight, right? Knight wants to be spamming his ult to kill people, as well as he wants to charge up his ult to kill people. His mechanics are pretty much, as long as you are hitting someone who is low HP, you do more damage. So using his ult to kill someone also gives you 1 stack of rousing morale, and if you kill someone, you gain more Moxie for your ult. So giving him even more actions to lower enemies and also to trigger his glory to gain more Moxie lets him charge up his ult really fast, and then he can snowball out of control as long as he just keeps killing every turn. So a knight is really, really strong whenever content requires you to kill a lot of people, and he will just keep killing, and every time he kills he gets more ults so that he can kill more. He's a killer. So it's a very, very good, fully focused on DPS, and he really benefits from more actions. And then also Centurion, if you give her more actions, you pretty much will be able to stack up that Moxie so you can get your single target Victorious General, or stack up your Moxie in case you want to heal with your ult because of Hot Sauce Expert, which gives you HP healing, scaling with your max HP times 20%. So yeah, you can just keep using your mass attacks to heal with this, so it is also a good combo. Pretty much, if you slap him to any team comp, that DPS is going to get a lot more actions, a lot more ults, a lot more damage. So he is just a very versatile support. Pretty much Pretty giving him S on everything is pretty correct. If you were to look at the EN community pretty much says that, yeah, this boy is a T0 for endgame. Yeah, and I think he is a very, very strong character as well. The bad news for this character is that you are getting absolutely screwed in 1.1 store, because you are not going to get any materials that are relevant to this character except Holy Silver and Esoteric Bones. The requirement for Pickles is that he needs Solidus Biting Box, and then Incorrupt Monkey Paw and Mistletoe, which he is not going to get at all during this event. And I did check the crafting recipe, and pretty much the only relevant part for these items here is you're going to consume even more silver and more esoteric bones to upcraft into Pickles items here. So it's not super efficient, and Pickles is just, you're just gonna have to drop stamina in order to build your Pickles. The good news is that the Chapo Dante is enough for pretty much Pickles plus Melania, more or less. And then you need to dump stamina for Pickles. And he goes very well with Melania also, because Melania is a very greedy playstyle of just spamming her ults. So she needs to generate a lot of Moxie. So because of that, Pickles goes very well with all of these characters that need a lot of things. He's a very versatile support, and him giving a very universal buff of damage dealt 30% is very, very powerful and very, very good. The problem with Pickles is that I think that with how fast he is, right, and all the other good units that are coming out, F2P players just don't have enough resources unless they luck sack. Then it'll be very hard to justify pulling him now, because it's literally the first banner. First banners are in a lot of gacha games are usually like a terrible thing, because if the next unit after that banner is very, very good also, it's going to be very hard to justify pulling that character, because your F2P income is not enough. So Pickles I treat as a luxury character. If I can get him, very good. If I don't get him, then I don't really care too much. So the reasoning why is because Shamane 1.3, very important unit that I want for my Beast DPS team, because I am not going to pull for Melania. And then for 2 Fairy, also very important healer, pretty much a very strong meta healer, and also supports crit, and I do have Lilia in my party, and generally this character here is just really, really strong and versatile and good sustain. So you definitely want this character no matter what. Especially if you have a Lilia, or if you have any other crit characters that you want to use, you do want her. She's a very good crit support. And then lastly, I got Changeling. And currently I don't have any Leaf DPS except for my Eagle. And Leaf DPS, because I have Sophaby, I want Changeling, because Changeling scales off of poison and she does crazy amounts of damage because she does crazy amounts of poison. So what you want to do is you want to synergize with other poison supports. So I checked out, and this girl here, I don't remember her name at all, but she's a budget poison character. And Sophaby is actually a premier poison character because she can heal as well as apply poison. So you can have a pretty good team comp if you have pulled Sophaby in this banner, which is why I really want to go and pull Changeling to synergize with myself. I want to pull 2 Fairy because she's a very versatile healer and also can support crit, so I definitely want her as well. And then all of these other buggers here are also characters that I really, really want. And for Pickles, right, there are quite a few scuffed replacements. They will never be Pickles, okay? Like no one can equal to Pickles in terms of like what they do. He gains a lot of ult, he gives them more actions. There's very few supports in the game that give more actions. Only regulars, and she's more or less a DPS, not really a support, even though her ult is really, really good. So for Pickles, right, there are other 5-star versions of supports that are good enough. You don't need to invest so much resources into a 5-star. Pretty much, I think 80,000 less Chapo Dante, which is a lot, and you'll be able to get pretty much similar performance, in my opinion. Like, the content shouldn't be so hard that you must have a Pickles to clear. And I think a lot of these 5-stars here are also really, really strong anyway. So let's talk about Soneto. Soneto, pretty much free unit. I've been using her the entire time, and she has the versatile debuff of damage dealt, as well as damage taken, as well as penetration rate. So you'll be able to take less damage, do more damage, and get more pen. So pretty much already this is a versatile buff. You will never get the stats of a Pickles. Damage dealt 30% on Pickles, as well as the damage of Pickles, impossible, because Pickles does 500% to a single target. All of his moves here are really, really good. But Soneto has Disarm, and Soneto has 400% damage here, as well as a little bit of penetration rate. So I use her, and she is pretty much okay. And then, of course, Cornbloom. Pretty much a secret 6-star. Because, okay, not so secret 6-star. Everyone knows Cornbloom is busted. Cornbloom literally is just this debuff here, reality defense minus, damage taken plus, and then if you shoot someone and they are in stats down, which you just applied, you deal more damage. So you have scaling whenever you apply your own debuff, and then your inside one, when enemies in stats down, you do additional 20% damage, so you got even more scaling. And when you're at I3, the caster is attacked by enemy in stats down, you take less damage. So overall, that's really, really good shit. And then you look at the ult. The ult is also a anti-ult, because when you apply seal, the enemy cannot use their ult, and if you cannot apply seal, you just Moxie -2. So it's a very, very versatile ult also. It literally just makes it so that if you cannot seal the guy's ult for 2 turns, you can pretty much just -2 the Moxie for that target, and so he still cannot use the ult for 2 turns. So just really, really good. 550% in a single target is really good. Shamani only does like what, 500%, and Cornbloom does 550%, and she also debuffs her own reality damage by a lot more than Shamani, because pretty much for Shamani he applies both resistances, so his reality defense down is not as strong as Cornbloom's, but his damage taken buff is better, but Cornbloom pretty much is just full offense anyway. Like, look at this shit, it's just so insane. And then because of stats down, right, when you ult, you also do more damage, so it's just so good. This support is just so good, and I recommend everyone just pull on the banner just for Cornbloom and no one else. Like, doesn't even matter, just go and get this one support. She is very good, and I regret nothing when I built her. She is super good. Right, so because of these two supports being pretty much F2P friendly, I would recommend not pulling Pickles, because he is very hard to build. You will need to invest a lot of stamina into him in order to get him, and you probably already have some of these supports in your party anyway, so you might as well build those, as they are 5-star, they're cheaper, and they provide good value anyway. Besides that, you also get some free portraits for Soneto, so it's already like really good anyway. Okay, so because of all of that I just said, I put Pickles as a luxury character. If you can afford to go and pull him and chill out for a long time, and then you build him up, and then you'll be able to use him in your party, then go ahead. I'm not going to stop you for that. It's just that because I have some good supports of my own already, and I think that they are sufficient to clear most of the content in the game, because this game is not so crazy that you need a bunch of 6 stars. I think I'll be fine with just these 2 5 stars here. It's just that I won't have the power of a Pickles, and I won't have a good boy in my party. I'm sorry, good boy. Right, so if you want to pull him just because of good boy, or you know, because you don't really care about some of these future characters that I talk about, like 2 Fairy, Changeling, or Shamani, then you can feel free to go and get the good boy. Or if you're just going to Hail Mary, screw it, I just want the good boy, and I'm going to get him the first 10 pull, then go ahead, man. This is a gacha game after all, and we live to gamble in this game. Okay, so I've said all I've needed to say. I think Pickles is going to be a luxury character. He's a good support to pair with any other action-hungry characters like a Knight or Melania. But I personally will not be pulling for him, because I'm going to go for Shamane, 2 Fairy, and Changeling. And because his banner is so early, I'm probably going to use his banner as a hoarding banner. And then the next banner, I will go and pull for my Changeling and 2 Fairy. I need to pull for 2, so that's why I really cannot afford to pull for him right now. So yeah, that is all I have to say for Pickles. And I think that I hope this helped you, as well as leave a comment if you have your own opinions about this. Feel free to say good boy in chat, because he is a good boy. Alright, so that is all. I shall see you guys in 1.1. So good luck and good pulls. Goodbye.